Hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Video Game Valley. It's a beautiful day today, a perfect, crisp 72 degrees out. What are we playing today? Why, it's a variety of titles submitted to the Sega Saturn 30th Anniversary Homebrew Game Competition. I've been a judge for this for the past few years, and I'm a judge again. We're going to be going over the original entries this year, and the original entries. There's 3 different categories: the original games, hacks, patches, and translations, and utilities. Generally, I don't stream the utilities because I don't really know how I would do that. But important to mention the utilities category, because there's a lot of great tools that are developed. Largely to help people develop games for the Saturn, but some other cool tools as well. Emerald Nova holds this competition, holds it through the Sega Extreme forum. You can go to the Sega Extreme forum and actually download all of these titles yourself if you want to give them a try, if you want to play them. You can download these titles, run them either through emulators, or if you have a Sega Saturn and a way to play Homebrew or ROMs or whatever, you can play it that way. How you all doing today? Hope you're doing okay. Hope things are going well for you. I'm looking forward to checking out these games. I'm looking forward to seeing these Homebrew titles. Got a green tea with me. Green tea with jasmine. Oh, delightful. Made myself a latte earlier. I fixed my espresso machine and been making myself some some lattes. I wish I had another latte right now. I wish I had yet another latte, but that would be too much. It would be too much. Sound off if you're one of the devs and Jason's playing your game. I don't want to be rude to the ones who are actually here. I feel like people should not be rude to any of these. That was a joke, yeah. I feel like people should be kind to all these people. First of all, it's pretty hard to develop for a platform like the Sega Saturn. Not because the Sega Saturn is particularly hard to develop for. You know, once the tools were released and what have you, it was about as hard as any console. But releasing new software for a console that came out in the 1990s, it's a tricky task. Anyone who's able to get anything running on this system has my great respect. One other thing to mention before we begin this is that a lot of these entries are still works in progress. The rules of the competition do not require the entry to be finished. It's to be judged on where it currently is, and if they submit a new version next year to next year's competition, then it's judged specifically on the progress that's been made since the previous version. So, a lot of this stuff, work in progress. Magic, thank you for the $10. Hi, Jason. Hope you're having a good night so far. Wanted to ask something about your David Cameron video. Really like the music. Is it from something, or did you compose it yourself? I don't remember what the music is, but it's definitely royalty-free stuff. Whenever you hear instrumental background music, most of the time it's licensed music. It's royalty free. I could not tell you what the specific song is. It's probably, given that time period, it's most likely something from Smart Sound. That would be my best guess. That was the larger part of my library at that time, Smart Sound. Jason is a royalty-free music addiction. They've yet to accept they're powerless against it. I don't think I'm powerless against it. I think I have a lot of power over my royalty-free music addiction. For instance, I haven't gotten all that much new royalty-free music recently. Now, I have gotten hundreds of songs this year, but, you know, compared to previous years, I don't actually think I've gotten hundreds of songs this year. I've certainly gotten some royalty-free music this year. You know, sometimes I see a good track and I'm like, let's license this for future use. I don't need nearly as much as I used to because very kind stream viewer who's listed in the end credits of Agent Kit Kat episode 2 purchased a large collection for me from Sound Ideas. 31,500 royalty-free music tracks. It is, in fact, the biggest part of my collection now. A huge treasure trove. I've used so much of that since then. I've gotten so much use out of that ding-dang collection. Truly extraordinary. Moved on to fancy paper and pens. There's just like... There is a point where you really don't need all that much more. You know. When you're first starting out, you're getting the stuff that you're going to use immediately. And then you start filling out your collection, and at some point you're just like, well, I've got stuff in every genre, so... And then you get a lot of stuff in every genre. Oh no, wrong section. I want to see the new translations tonight. This is the originals. Translations will be a different day. Look at that ship. Look at that beautiful spaceship. Alright, well, I'm going to turn this Sega Saturn off now. I'm going to turn this one off. Switch over to my other Sega Saturn. For a chance to see Jason play a Burn CDR game? No Burn CDR game. I did that for the very first time I did this competition judging. It's a lot easier to run through the satiator. Although one of these titles I actually haven't been able to get running. If I can figure out a way to get it running, if it's not just an inherent problem with the software itself, I'll show it off on the next competition stream. But one of these I could not get to launch. I've tried a number of things. And so far I just haven't figured it out. But we'll see. Alright, original games. The first one on the list, first one we're going to. Scenario, submitted by Emerald Nova. Scenario, submitted by Emerald Nova. Emerald Nova also running the competition. I'm gonna try to keep myself unbiased. Emerald Nova gets to decide whether or not I'm a judge or not. So I gotta... But I promise you, I will do my best to stay unbiased. And not definitively give this one number one immediately, because it was submitted by Emerald Nova. But let's check it out. So Emerald Nova has also, from the utilities category, along with Seven Shades, submitted a utility for taking models and stuff from Blender to the Sega Saturn, and that's what this is a demonstration of. So let's check it out. All right, here we are. Wow. I love Sega Saturn Gone so much, and the idea that you can yoink stuff from another program and convert it to the Sega Saturn now. Very exciting stuff. Button Rock. Emerald Nova, if you're here, I didn't see Emerald Nova in chat. I don't think this is a butt rock, because unless it's three cheeks. I don't think it's a butt rock. I think this is a spaceship of some sort. Let's walk around this area a little bit. Oh, I love the Sega Saturn, and I love seeing these beautiful Gons. Look at these trees. One interesting thing, they do have like a collision system implemented, so there are areas that you cannot get past. Now look at this tree. They should make trees like this again. Wheat. I feel like the trees these days in video games have too many Gons. I want a tree to have less Gons. I want it to have exactly two, intersecting each other. This is the optimal tree in a video game. It's the optimal tree, in my opinion. I forgot how to get to that hut. Let me in. Here we go. We found the huts. Yes, I can enter the hut. I can leave the hut. Interesting engine being worked on by Emerald Nova and Seven Shades. Alright, we're going to move on to the next entry now. There are 9 of them in the originals category. We've got 9 to get through tonight, 9 of them. This is the first. Thank you, Emerald Nova and Seven Shades. Here we go. definitely receive some quests here. It's a very questy kind of area. Alright, the next one. Lost Days 0 Queen's Dream by Gabriel Sanzagolo. This is a visual novel. Gabriel Sanzagolo has had entries in all of the competitions that I've judged so far. I really appreciate the visual novels that Gabriel's put together. Always like seeing these entries and playing through, so get ready. I actually have a physical release of one of these games. It was neat getting a physical release of a new Sega Saturn game. I've got a few of those for the Jaguar, but that was my first new Saturn release. 17 years have passed, yet the shadow of the Great War still hangs upon the world. On February 28th, 2019, the Third World War began. The war between China and the United States of America. A series of sanctions imposed by the United States. This war, oh boy. There's an updated one from last year. Yeah, this I don't know if this is an updated version or if it's a prequel or a sequel game. I haven't played enough into it to know. A series of sanctions imposed by the United States ignited this war. A feature of the Great War was the use of robots. Manned bipedal machines, the Metal Knights. China, now called Great China, became a union of republics, consolidating itself as the largest economy. After that, Great China established a system to remain military, stately, the Great Generals System. Each of the Great Generals acts as a strong independent force. They are stationed throughout the nation. Zhaoqi Base with Maoqi and Rinshu. Waishu Base with Goku. Goki? Probably Goki. Probably not Goku. Goku's a different person. Yanro Base with Gakok and Gekishin. Quinnao Base with Koshu and Lu, and Choku Base with Kyo. You are Io of Yanro, a Vice General, commander of the Gekishin army and a military spy. Originally, you were a rebel leader, infamous for organizing resistance acts in United Europe. You joined the Great China Army because of General Lu. It was he who taught you how to pilot. Since you joined the army, your missions have been to help uprising movements to seize power in Europe. These missions were always successful. Everything changed when a German pilot called Corneli showed up. Quickly, Corneli became one of the greatest Metal Knight pilots in the world, putting a brake on the uprising movements. Lost Days 0, Queen's Dream, Episode 1, The Strongest Pilot, Estonia. Alright, I gotta come up with voices for these characters now. What should Jess sound like? Let's see, Ran! Where are you? I'm right behind you. Stop shouting on the radio, Jess. I hate walking in the dark. Why were we sent on this mission? Exploring an underground base is fine, I get it. But no lights. Why? We're inside Metal Knights, robots. You're smart. You know very well that pre-war technologies use thermal and motion sensors. We're even using your motion sensor jammers so we won't be detected. I know that. Poof. What? I wonder what that poof was. What happened, do you think? Rand, why did you accept this mission? You shouldn't be sent on military missions like Corneli's. She monopolizes the level 1 missions. and the few that are left she insists that Shio should take care of. Or should take it. She's your sister. She won't even let you do missions if you ask. She's a special level pilot. She points who should be recommended for military missions on behalf of UE. It's like my relationship with that ding-dong Yiro. I'm just gonna pronounce this name Yiro. Who is this Yiro guy? He's the chief scientist of the Japanese Federation. Classic Japanese name, Yiro. Like you for United Europe? No. I am just a promising scientist. He's on another level. He's so influential that everything related to Metal Knight technology orbits around him. Like Corneli? After minutes of walking around the base, Jess and Ren noticed something strange at the end of the corridor. Ren, you... Yes, I saw it. Ren threatened to pull out his robot sword. The strange glow at the end of the corridor spewed out something like smoke, which hit Ren's robot. Ah! Jess ran towards where Ren had been thrown. Somebody help me! Somebody help me! Somebody help me! Soon as Jess took a step out, the corridor she was in, the ceiling collapsed. A figure descended from it. What? Uh-oh. At that instant, a lightning bolt crossed the corridor, illuminating the entire base. Corneli! Tss. Seconds later, the lightning bolt came back towards Jess. The beam materialized in the purple Kaiser. Oh my god. It's Corneli. Hey! No, that's a bad Corneli voice. Ha! Corneli Golds is an army captain and the Purple Kaiser pilot. She's one of the strongest pilots in the world. We got Shio. What voice should Shio get? Let's see. How did this happen, Jess? 4 years ago, due to an espionage mission, you are Shio Shiga, an army captain and the Gamma Knights pilot. I have no idea, Shio. Everything was dark. Ren was attacked by spiritual energy. It's okay. Corneli dealt with a robot. As soon as you answered, Jess, the sound of a grenade being fired was heard. Get down! You turned in the direction of the shot. Flow away! Oh my god. In the blink of an eye, a stream of air emerged from the movements of Gamma Knight's arms. Ah! Jess is not having a good time here. Just having a terrible time. Goodness gracious. Corneli, you should be more careful. Not everyone is as fast as you. You have to think of others. Tss. Ren stood up with a robot. What are you doing here? We came to save you. You're welcome. We didn't call for help. It was an order from Edgar himself. Jess turned towards Shio. Edgar? Yes, the boss sent us to get you. Corneli went towards Jess to help her. You in turn went towards Ren. Are you? Yes. It wasn't a direct attack. I managed to use spiritual energy to lessen the impact. Since last year, you and an elite group of Metal Knight pilots have learned about spiritual energy. Spiritual energy is the energy of the soul. It's an ability that allows the pilot to manipulate their energy flow. A user needs to train to learn how to open the pores for the energy to flow. This is what having the right shower routine helps with. And now, use it in Metal Knight. Glad to hear you've mastered using spiritual energy. I wouldn't call it mastery. I haven't awakened a manifestation like you and... It's all right. You've been showing impressive results in the evaluations. Did Corneli tell you? Yeah, we talk a lot. I know your relationship isn't the best and your sister isn't the friendliest of people. Why are you stalling? Let's go.
We can talk more later.
You, Corneli, Jess, and Ren left the base piloting your Metal Knights. Shio, did you and Corneli come from the Orion base?
Yeah, I don't know why you pronounced it like that, but sure. Yeah, sure, I guess.
Stuff you're doing now kind of sucks. So guess what? I'm hiding you from the channel. I'll never have to see your messages again. Have a nice life. You're out of my life forever. See you later, buddy. Goodbye. What a rude thing to say. I put out new videos every month. If you don't like it, you can not watch them. That's fine. They're not for everyone. I'm very proud of the work that I do. Sorry you don't like it, but honestly, I don't want to hear about it in the live chat. See you later. If you ever left a comment on anything, it's all gone now. All your comments and all my videos, they're all gone forever. You'll never be able to leave a comment again. It's all gone. What was the voice I was using for Shio? What was the Shio voice?
Yes, as it was the nearest. It was the easiest way for us to come without arousing suspicion. I suspect that with Corneli's popularity, the whole world is watching us.
It's not my fault. What do you mean?
Since the announcement of Jack's retirement from the Atlanta community as a Metal Knight pilot,
Corneli? No, yeah, Corneli. Corneli became famous for... No, this is still the high-pitched voice.
Corneli became famous for being the strongest Metal Knight pilot.
Wait a minute. This Jack is the pilot of the Omega Stripe, the only survivor of the 5 major pilots who fought in World War III. So with his retirement, Corneli became the only special level Metal Knight pilot? Didn't know the band hammer hit that hard. Oh yeah, it obliterates people. It hides all of their previous comments on the channel. Any future comment. And, they can still watch the stuff, but they're just their account's gone from the channel. Just a really easy one click to get rid of someone. No longer exist. They've been isekai'd. Oh my god, yeah, they have.
Of a united Europe, yes. Of the world, no. There are other extremely strong pilots out there.
Like who? Penny Ford, from the Atlanta community. She fought in World War III as a soldier, just like me. Lou, from Great China, leader of the Great Generals. He's also fought in the war. So the strongest pilots are soldiers who fought in the Third Great War?
Basically, piloting takes practice, especially with spiritual energy. Only the elite can do it.
In addition to the special level pilots, these 3, there are other levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. Great China is strong because in addition to Lu, they have a group of level 1 pilots. That's the problem, even if Penny and I join forces. To Atacar Great China's territory, Lu could summon the other 9 great generals and fight us as equals.
Are these great generals, apart from Lu, strong?
We don't have that much data on them. Yes, one of them, called Gekashi 7 years ago managed to destroy my robot's arm with a punch. What? Jess kept quiet. Apparently, she knew about it too. His strength was so great that in a clash of claves, he broke my robot's arm. My God, and he's not even the strongest pilot in Great China? From brute strength, he's probably even stronger than Lou. You were silent. You knew everything Cornelia was talking about, both from hearing her version and from witnessing it. At the time, you were just a revolutionary from United Europe. You were leading a group of demonstrators when Generals Liu, Hakuken, and Gekashi showed up. Is this just a visual novel, no gameplay? I feel like that's kind of judgmental against visual novels. Visual novels are a form of gameplay. I've played previous games this person has put together, and it's usually like a mix. You have decisions to make at various points, different conversational options, and sometimes there's like overworld map stuff where you walk around and do things. You were leading a group of demonstrators when Generals Liu... Oh yeah, I already read this. You saw the battle between Cornelia and General Gekashi. You often dream about that day. It was in that battle that Liu recruited you. You remember your conversation with Liu 5 years ago. You begin to remember. Cornelia is a threat to Great China. She is without a doubt the strongest pilot in the world. We need intel. We need to plant someone in the army of United Europe for years. Put someone to grow like roots, building trust with everyone until they reach Cornelia. I want you to be that person. Of all pilots, you are the one with infiltration experience. You will be presumed dead. The ones who will know about your mission are me and Shiba Owl. Use everything you have and remember, besides Cornelia, your goal is collect intel on Nightfall Riot. You return your attention to the conversation with Ren and the others. The military power of Great China is based entirely on the Great General system. What do you mean?
Each of the Great Generals acts as a strong, independent force.
This system makes Great China a nation of not 1, but 10 armies, each led by level 1 pilots. And Liu. In a one-on-one fight against Liu, would you beat Cornelia? He's a very strong, and his robot, the Chrono Lunar, is one of the most advanced in the world. But would you lose? No, I'd win. I gotta make a poll real quick. Game I tend to expect play. It's a visual novel, though. Stories can be about anything. I ended the poll too early, but it seems a slight percentage of people think that Cornelia would win. Congratulations to Cornelia. I have a lot of love and appreciation of the visual novel genre. I feel like a lot of the ways people talk about visual novels is kind of like, you know, it's like if you go into a shmup and you're like, well, I expect a lot more story from this. It's like, Well, I think your expectations are against the nature of the genre. I played a lot of visual novels. I like the genre a lot. It's obviously no genre is for everyone. I feel like if the thing that you want from a war story is the like strategy and interactive elements, then visual novels are probably not how you want to experience that. but I do like the genre. I've been disappointed that I haven't been able to play more of them on stream because people tend to get a little weird about it. Days later. Why are we still here?
Edgar wants to talk to us.
Ren was angry when he found out he hadn't been called to the meeting. He's always angry. He needs to learn to control himself. Just as Corneli finished speaking, a man entered the meeting room, where the three of you were sitting. Before we start, I have a question. Minister Edgar.
Minister Edgar.
Edgar was the Minister of War in United Europe. He was the head of the entire United European Army. What part of this will be a discreet mission? Didn't you two understand? What's wrong? You two were spotted by Great China Patrol aircraft. They even sent orders to go after you. I'd like to see them try. Edgar put his hand to his face, looking like he didn't want to hear that.
But we avoided using our manifestations while we were in the desert. We only used them inside.
Are you sure about that? Edgar threw up a sensor photo of an airplane in which Corneli could be seen covered in lightning. My God, Corneli. How could you have screwed up like this? All right, well, we do have 7 more games to get through, so we're going to cut it here, but thank you again, Gabriel Senzagolo, for this submission to the Homebrew competition. Very excited to play more of this in my own time when I'm judging these entries. All right, the next one is Micromotor Mayhem, submitted by Jay Beretta. Micromotor Mayhem. Get ready for some creamy gons. Micromotor Mayhem. A reminder, all of these submissions, every submission here you can play for yourself. You can grab the ROMs off of the submission thread on the SegaExtreme.net forum. Extreme with a X, of course. I don't know about the phrase creamy gons. Yeah, the polygons on the Sega Saturn are often, by those of us in the Sega Saturn fan community, referred to as creamy. Because Sega, when they were marketing the Sega Saturn in the United States, they included a promotional, in a promotional ad, the phrase creamy 3D graphics. They had a woman reveal the Sega Saturn on this tray. She had like these white gloves on, and she picked up the lid of the tray as if she was revealing a fine cooked goose or something. And it was a Sega Saturn, and she says, creamy 3D graphics. So, it's, ever since. All right, here we go. I found it. 1 second.
Sega Saturn is the newest and most indulgent taste temptation from Sega, delivering crystal clear digital video and rich, creamy 3D graphics. And each unit is topped off with a delicious DSP chip dedicated to scrumptious CD quality sound. This gourmet meal from Sega goes oh so well with all of these yummy, mouth-watering titles. NHL All-Star Hockey.
Oh, God.
Clockwork Night.
Sega's advertising at this time period was a little wacky.
Century. Humankind stands on the edge of the interactive age. You have come a long way. But are you ready for the future?
Introducing Sega Saturn. Aw, hit it. Sega's next-generation gaming platform. Revolutionary sports and arcade
Well,
gameplay.
I'm sold.
All with amazing new 3D experiences never before possible
There's
on a
also
home game system.
the bald woman.
You are approaching Saturn. You are only seconds away. I have arranged for you to meet my companion. He will lead you. Watch and listen. Please, don't disappoint him. He doesn't like that.
Doesn't like that. Sega Saturn. Kaylin, thank you for the $2. Inspired by your recent art. The quality keeps... Oh, the stocks are going up. Thank you, Kaylin. Appreciate it. The stocks are going up. Trying to imagine looking back on today's adverts with the same fondness and amusement as old ones, but just can't. No, there was something about that time period that hasn't been seen before or since. It wasn't all good, but some of it was pretty good. All right, let's go to a single race. Micro Motor Mayhem, here we go. Default Formula One Lambo Jeep Cop Car Charger Racing Firebird. I gotta go with the Lambo. I could change the colors too, which is nice. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, purple. Let's do purple and yellow. This is good. Oh yeah, let's go to Breakfast World. Got multiple different camera angles. Oh, God. Gotta stop changing the camera angle. Breakfast World. Nice. Pick a different map now. Desert one. What else do we got? Workbench one. Pool table one. Oh, it's got a pool table one. Lim, thank you for the $5. This is from all the people who want to send you a super chat tonight and can't, except that one guy. You know who you are and what you did. You know what you did. Yeah, it was a little rude to like, you know, I'm the judge of a homebrew competition for the Sega Saturn, and I'm showing off games that people worked very hard on, and to have someone come in here and be like, hey, I want this stream to be the place in which I tell you I don't like, I think you're doing bad work now. I think your stuff sucks. Just inappropriate. Oh my god. Alphazar, thank you for the $2. How dare you call me out like that, Lim? Oh my god. Oh no. It's a hard track. Not sure why people feel like it's ever appropriate to just start insulting people at random. I don't even know that this person was like, I get it. I feel like I have a good sense for when someone's like trying to troll or something. And if they're trying to troll, I just get rid of them quietly. But I felt like this person would not have been able to understand that what they were saying was rude. Like, there's a number of artists who I have followed over the years who I don't like the stuff that they do now, and I liked the stuff that they did before. Either because their artistic sensibilities have changed, or because their artistic sensibilities have not changed. But either way, I have a great amount of respect for anyone who, over such a long period of time, has continued to make art and to put things out into the world. And I would not seek someone out and tell them to their face that I think that their current work is bad. If they were, how can I move? I think I've been hit by something. I think I'm stuck in a gon. Oh, here I go. Oh, sorry, thank you for the $2. Old JonTron was better. What is old JonTron at this point? I don't know what old or new JonTron is. I'm familiar with JonTron. I know who JonTron is. Before his wildly racist comments and stuff, but outside of that, That was a while ago. Like, I know this is not what Malphasar is saying, but if it was a complete stranger who came up to me and said, old John Tron was better, I'd be like, when he was more comfortable saying racist stuff. So I feel like it generally just keeps his mouth shut more often now. Man, this is great. I can tell that this is a very well put together Sega Saturn kart game because I'm just kind of vibing out as I'm playing it. So great work, Jay Barretto. You've got something here. Excellent work. Yeah, I want to play it. You can download this in an emulator. Get that running. If you got a Sega Saturn, you can run it on your Sega Saturn if you have a way to play ROMs. Or resubmit the tables. Pretty good. Yeah, I wonder if that person's even seen the table. Original games. Pixel Poppy Pong is next by Has Machine. Has Machine and Random. No way they've seen 56-minute audio drama at the table. I feel like that's what's gonna convince someone. If someone's like, oh, I don't think Jason makes good stuff anymore, the hour-long audio drama about a table's gonna change their mind. Pixel Poppy Pong, here we go. Wow. Pixel Poppy Productions presents Pixel Poppy Pong. Sega Saturn be played easily on a modern TV. Yeah, you just need some way to connect it. The cheapest good option would be like a RetroTink 2X. There's also I don't know how easy these are to get. There's these cables. Rad 2X maybe that uses the RetroTink 2X. That's just like a cable instead of a thing you connect between cables. But yeah, it's not super hard. Look at all these options: debug mode, debug display, mesh transparency, mosaic effect, head mode. Nice. All right, let's go to story mode. One player. Yeah, let's do easy. Macchiato, I'm the best. You sure are. Yeah. Pop Culture Guy, thank you for the $1.99. Can't stay long. Buying a watch later. A me thing. You're buying a watch later. Is this a reference to something, or are you actually buying a watch? You buying a Nixon? You buying one of them Nixons? Buying a Mr. Jones? Oh no. Garfield, yeah. Yeah, Garfield was on stream, on screen a second ago. Got 1 point away from... 1 point away. 1 point away. It's Garfield again. Oh my god. Aha! Queen Penny. I love these cat portraits. Oh, like a watch later playlist. Okay. I got excited. I thought someone was buying a watch. I feel like people don't really wear watches anymore. I've got a bunch of watches. I don't have, like, you know, expensive watches like Rolexes or whatever. But I have watches that I consider, like, you know, it's like jewelry. I match them with the outfit. So I got interesting watches. So I have I have something called dyscalculia. It, among other things, makes it difficult for me to read clock faces, and that includes watch faces. So I do have a lot of watches in which it's even more difficult to tell what time it is by looking at it. And not only that, oh, here we go. Even more than that, I take the batteries out and set the watch to a aesthetically pleasing time. Different for each of the watches. So I'm not going to be able to tell the time anyway, so I'd rather it just look how I want it to look at any given moment. We did. Sparta. Poonbot, thank you for the 5 Canadian. When society collapses, will you stream on ham radio? FilmCow bouncing off dead satellites in orbit. Radical Edward style. Yeah, I'll have to ask Report of the Week about broadcasting over. Report of the Week has a shortwave radio show. Report of the Week, YouTuber, does restaurant reviews and stuff. Lives, I think, within walking distance of me. I think so close. I could literally walk to his place. He does a shortwave radio show, which is very good, and I could ask Report of the Week about it if I ever talk to him. That's one of the few YouTubers who I actually, like, genuinely would love to collaborate with one day. When people talk about, like, collaborating, they always try to match me with someone who does something similar. Princess Poppy. It's always like the sort of collaboration that would actually be terrible We would just fight over stuff. Report of the week, though. That would be a good collab. Nostalization. Thank you for the $4.99. Please give me more perfect husbands. More will be coming out. I don't think this month. I'm still writing what the video is going to be for this month. Haven't fully decided what it's going to be. There's a couple options, but it'll be within the next couple of months. Maybe next month, maybe the month after. Will be episode 4. At some point, there might be like a bunch of episodes, not all at once, but like month to month, back to back. All right. We'll move on to the next game. This is delightful. Delightful. Thank you, Haas Machine and Random. Alright, the next one, it's called Puff Pastry Panic, submitted by Tales of Saturn. Puff Pastry Panic by Tales of Saturn. Puff Pastry Panic. Get ready for more creamy 3D graphics. Puff Pastry Panic. Wow. Boop 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 boop. All right. Hello. Hello, Gene. Your froglets were arguing in the meadow. Then one ran off. Hold B to run. Alright, we'll hold B to run. Jump on this car over here. Dang it. Oh, to live in a little Sega Saturn town.
Papa, I have lost it. The croissant is upon the board. Can you get it back?
That's a good question. You think I can get the croissant back?
Ah, my friend, how did the croissant get on the board? Did you fight with your brother again?
Yeah, you fight with your brother.
Non, Papa, I would never. I just looked at it and poof, it flew. Poof, a croissant? Where is your brother?
Where is your brother?
I sent him to town to get another croissant. Alone? Mon Dieu! We must find him, but first, let us get that croissant.
Press C to jump. You got it. Let's get that croissant. Wow, wow, wow. There it is. Yes. I got the croissant. Got the croissant, 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 croissant. I got the croissant. Man, I could go for a croissant. I have frozen croissant. I could just heat one up.
Can't you make a jump? Perhaps you need a coffee to wake you up a bit.
I would love a coffee.
You got it. You got the croissant. Thank you, Papa. Can I have it now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Delicious frog legs.
Oh my god.
Keep your hands off them. Well, we know the drill, but let's say it anyway. You know, for exposition. Panic, escape to the something with your frog.
Okay. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh Jesus. No! No! I got killed! Alright, I guess we'll try again. Oh my god, come on. No, follow me. Oh no! No! Oh god, we gotta get away. No! How do I get away from this evil chef? Let me just ignore my kid. Let me just leave my kid. I'm simply not fast enough. I have no idea how to get away. The chef runs exactly as fast as I do. Oh no, 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 no. Smoke the Marlboros first? That's a good question. Let me go see if I can even grab them. Do you think it's your best work? It's a good question. It depends. I don't think any one thing could be... Okay, I got the Marlboros. I think the best skit that I've done is like Spatula Madness, the doctor's office. I think the thing that I've done that matches my artistic intention the most, and I think has the deftest hand in terms of its production, is the Llamas with Hats epilogue, as well as the Titanic 2 audio play. That's another work that I feel like came out pretty much exactly how I intended. Also very proud of like the Fall of Shadowstone arc. I think as a work done entirely by like two people, me and Scuffy doing the character designs and stuff, I think it's impressive what we were able to put together. And there's a bunch of stuff that I really like that's like, is it my best work? No, but I think it's like ranks up there of recent stuff. Things like Hey Boys and I think the Charlie the Unicorn finale is not quite as like piece by piece perfect as the Llamas with Hats epilogue, in my opinion, but I think that has some of my my funniest dialogue. Tricorn, yeah, of my older skits, I think that one's like definitely up there. I think a handful of the like Llamas with Hats episodes are pretty much like there's not really a single word I would change in a couple of the episodes. Alright, let's try again with the... Oh my god, if I jump I can go super fast. I don't really know where I'm supposed to go, because the text for where I'm supposed to go kind of disappeared off screen, but that's fine. Bino. Classic. There's a lot about Bino I like. There's some videos I've done where I think even if I was redoing it today, like I wouldn't change anything about it. I mean, you know, I might make the art a little cleaner, things like that, but there are videos that I think, yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect as it could possibly be. I don't think Bino's is one of those, though. There's a lot of stuff about Bino that I would change. I'm doing it now. Oh my god. No. Yeah, I just don't think I gotta get away, but that's alright. I had a good time running away. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Thank you again to Tales of Saturn for that submission. Puff Pastry Panic. Good stuff. All right, the next one. Moai Talks by Team Starlane, Xenos, Ray. Rewatched Cake Boss for the first time since I was like 10. I was taken aback hearing her drop the C word. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that gets your videos like immediately demonetized now. Just instantly. Just like YouTube's AI that analyzes what you've uploaded. It'll just be like, nope, this is off the list. Can't make any money off of this one. Series about the wife and husband who cooks the eggs. Oh yeah, the animal. Look at this model. It's a great model in the Sega Saturn. Look at this. Look at this thing. Incredible. Alright, let's push the A button. Nice. Now let's push... first, let's see copyright info. Cool. Now, Dragon Third. Warning, there's going to be a curse in this.
I own a dwarven crossbow for home
Dagoth
defense,
Third.
since that's what the Daedric princes intended. 4 outlanders break into my house. What the Mehruna's Dagon, as I grab my powdered mask and dwarven crossbow. Blow a Kwama egg-sized hole through the first man, he's dead on the spot. Draw my Daedric dart on the second man, miss him entirely because it's a fucking throwing weapon and it nails the neighbor's Nyx hound. I have to resort to the Dwemer construct mounted at the top of the stairs loaded with ebony throwing stars. Tally ho and waz! The ebony throwing stars shred 2 men in the blast. The sound and extra shrapnel cause a panic in the silt striders outside. Fix Keening and charge the last terrified fetcher. He bleeds out waiting on the ordinators to arrive, since triangular Keening wounds are impossible to stitch up. Just as the Daedra intended.
All right. Well, there you go. What FilmCow character would say serving? It's a good question. Blueberry Valley Weather Report crew. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's a good answer. I feel like Norwell would say it while asking Coat what it means. I think that's the most likely. Well, thank you to Team Starlane, Xenos, Ray for this submission. Really interesting getting like lip syncing stuff going on the Sega Saturn. Gloves say it. I think, yeah, Gloves would say it. Horseman would say it, but mispronounce it. I guess many of my horses would say it. All right. Next one. Shenmue, A Day in Yokosuka. Who's in this one? 1 second, I actually need to look this up because it's off screen. Frog Bowl and VDT. Hazuki Residence, 10:04 a.m., December 3rd, 1986, Wednesday. Blue and pink immediately jumped to mind. Maybe from Te Unicron. It's Sagata.
Ryu, it's time. I'll teach you a secret. Are you ready? Hold R to walk like a ninja.
Brisk walking has been mastered.
Speaking of ninjas, I saw Kage Maru at the parking near the arcade. You should probably talk to him.
You got it. I think that's the sprite from Project X Zone. Interesting. Go to Dabuda Street. Yes. Project X Zone is on 3DS.
Man, I could really go for a roast chicken right now.
Hello there. Hello. Axel, what are you doing here? Yeah, what are you doing here, Axel? Hey, it's Sakura! Hey, Ryo, how are you? Nozumi is looking for you. Tell her I'm off to, Brazil. Cool. Thank you, Sakura. Gotta play Sakura Taisen on stream soon. One of my favorite Saturn games. So good. Yeah, it's... I love the series.
Don't stand there.
Finished a translation for Sakura Taisen 2. Yep. Yeah, Sakura Taisen 2 translation's been released. I got that. Chicken Bradley, thank you for the $2. Money 3, Wallet's Revenge. Revenge of Wallet Money 3, thank you. Alright, said something different that time. Seen a phone booth around? That's a good question. Love money sequels. Oh, speaking of money. Found some money. Trying to get to the arcade. Or anything more exciting than finding $20 on the ground? Yeah, finding $21.
Hi, I only talk to those who've played Space Harrier.
Oh. Well, geez. Got not the right time for that. All right.
Aha. Hang on is awesome. Enter U Arcade. Yes. Wow. Look at this place. This is good stuff. Gotta find space area. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I'll play space area. Unbelievable. Oh, it has a little bit of trouble running, but still. it's trying as hard as it can. Still very impressive that they have got all this going. Laggy. It's a little bit laggy. That's okay. We got plenty of time. We can just wait a little bit. Emulation within an emulation. Emulation within an emulation. Dang, I got hit by a rock. No. Ah. Game over. Interesting choice to use the Master System version instead of the original arcade or Genesis version. They might have had worked on a Master System emulator already. Not sure. And I can play other stuff too. Play Shinobi. Nice. This one definitely seems to run better. Interesting that they chose to tell you that you should play the one that doesn't run as well. Yeah, this is just it's just nice Shinobi playing. Pretty impressive to have like a little arcade emulated on this
So there's the game component, there's the arcade component, there's the emulation component. A lot of interesting stuff going on here. Yeah, leave the game. Game within a game is a game within a game within a game. Oh yeah. Let's do it. Hang on. Hey, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't know why you can't go any faster, but that's okay. Well, great work. Everyone who put this together. Impressive stuff. VBT, Frog Bowl. To go see if I can talk to that guy now.
Now you've played Space Harrier. Listen up. If you want info, head to Amihama Port, but it's hard to get in. Strange things happen there. You'll need to join a gang for access. Maybe Axel Stone can help. Maybe.
I've got things to do first. Oh, okay, I guess that's not how I'm getting to port. Hey, more money! Hey! Found some money. Yabba dabba do. Dabba dabba do. Dabba yabba yabba dabba. And a do. First, you gotta yabba. Then you gotta dabba, and before you know it, you gotta do. All that yabba-ing dabba-ing. Stay away! Don't test me. Stay away from the bikes. I want to look at the bikes, though. Alright, I'm not sure how to get to the port right now. Oh, even more money. Thank goodness. All right. Yes, let's return to the residences. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not time to head home. Come on. You stream the original Shenmue? No, I haven't. I plan on it. Forgot how much I love Shenmue, but it doesn't hold up. I spent a lot of time in that game. A lot of it holds up. It doesn't hold up in terms of like I feel like it's more difficult to get into in terms of like a lot of games. Very few games these days would make it as difficult to manage its system, its systems and stuff. Having specific times of day you have to go places and things like that. But as long as you approach it knowing that it's gonna be a little persnickety. There's so much wonderful things to be found in that game. Biggest issue with Shenmue is it just isn't resolved. I love art that the creators have big ambitions for that maybe never materialize because they were too big for this world. Like, I love the fact that Shenmue 3 got released and didn't resolve the story. Like, it was a miracle that Shenmue 3 ever got created. And they didn't take it as an opportunity to finish things up, to wrap things up. I have a lot of respect for that. Let's get Shenmue 4 going. Alright, we'll move on to the next game. Great work. Initially, they wanted to make 9 Shenmue games. And I wish they had gotten the chance to. I feel like the Yakuza games definitely owe a tremendous amount to Shenmue. The Yakuza games much more playable in a modern a modern world. But Shenmue did a lot of really interesting things. It's one of those games that when I played it, it really like opened up a possibility scape in my mind of what video games could be. All right, so this is the one, Haiku. I can't get this one to work. This is listed as being submitted by Nova. On the Sega Extreme forum, the user who submitted it was NeoWant. So every time I load up Haiku, what ends up happening, we only get to see one sprite, because there's like an error message. Joe Engine error handler. And I see a little sprite. It's a very good sprite. But the haiku itself does not show up. Unfortunately. I am going to try to get this to work. I would love to see this haiku. So, Sega Saturn Shiro has an article where they're going over the different games and stuff. And they post a screenshot, which I'll show you here. I ran out of time. Inexperience cost me. Instead, enjoy this. All this Soup Wizard sprite. Saturn, the mouse. So this is what I imagine should be on screen right now. But I only get the one part of it. Still, good work getting anything showing up on the Saturn. I appreciate your efforts. I'm gonna try getting it working. I just haven't been able to yet. On my set. That's the winner. Might be number one for me. All right, and the last one is Pulitzer by Ervilsoft. Sorry, Ervilsoft. Ervil? Yeah, Ervilsoft. Pulitzer. Move cursor. Quick use, quick inspect, quick interact. Navigate action menu. Okay, sounds good. Whoa.
They say Nikki's death was an accident. A tragic misstep. A moment of carelessness. But I know my friend, and I know that's a lie. Nikki was brilliant. She could smell a story from miles away. She'd been working on a story about the university's past for her investigative journalism class. She was deliberately vague about the details, but she was convinced the story was so groundbreaking that it could win her a Pulitzer Prize. The last time I saw her, just a day before she died, she told me she was close to putting all the pieces together. That night, she planned to sneak into the administrative building's basement to gather the final evidence. I'm going to find out the truth. She was onto something big. Something the university doesn't want anyone to know. And I won't rest until I uncover every single detail of her story. This is my promise to you, Nikki. I will finish what you started.
Let's do it. I snuck into the administrative building and hid until the lights went out. No turning back now. I need to find what Nikki was looking for. Alright, let's look around. A standard reception desk. Got a makeup compact with a mirror. Nice. A map of the building's interior. No obvious basement markings. But there are a few sections marked in red, probably for staff only. Oh, yeah. Gotta go to the staff only area. A heavy metal door. Wonder if I can open it. No handle. I can't open it from this side. A solid wooden door. It's locked tight. The registrar's office. It's the entrance to the toilets. Doesn't seem like anything's out of the ordinary. After spending half the evening hiding in there, I think I've seen enough of the loos for one night. This game needs the ex-Japan cutscenes. We need to have an old man strangle us to death. I need to be strangled by an old man. A solid wooden door. It's locked tight. Solid wooden door. That one's also locked tight. Dang it. I really like the way this game looks. There's also a lot of like very good programming and stuff. Like I like the way the text scrolls on screen and the context sensitive mouse stuff and a fire hose cabinet. Hopefully I won't need it tonight. Unless something bursts into flames, I'm not messing with it. This one's also locked. What is this? Human resources. Okay. A pinboard with old notices and job postings. Nothing jumps out. Unless you count the ugly typefaces. I gotta say, that's very, very good adventure game writing. I don't have the people who worked on this are watching, but I would like you to know you've nailed it. Solid wooden door. The Provost's office. Is that how that's pronounced? Sounds important. Solid wooden door. Unless it's hiding a secret button, there's nothing for me to press or pull. Provost, new word to me. I've heard it before, but it's not a common like US word, I don't think. Senior administrator. But maybe it is. Maybe I'm just not academic enough. Glowing exit sign pointing left. A heavy metal door with a push bar. It's clearly an emergency exit. What if I went out? I could leave through here. But I'm not done yet. Not until I know what Nikki was looking for. This is locked. Locked. A wooden door with an employees only sign on top. This door must be the access to the areas marked in red on the map. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. A pinboard. Looks like it is used to display the staff shifts. Nothing worth putting down. Alright. Sturdy metal door. The lock looks brand new and reinforced. Locked. No way I'm getting in without a key. A solid wooden door. No sign or indication of what's behind it. A small puddle of water spreading out from under the fire hose cabinet. Can I get some water? I don't want to touch it. There's something unsettling about this puddle. Something real shifty about this puddle. I think this puddle's up to no good. That's another emergency exit. Oh, an open door. The door's cracked open, but not enough to see what's inside while we're going in. My goodness gracious. Look at this room. Something weird about this room. Something about this room that's giving me the heebies. Just a table. Probably used for lunch and coffee breaks. A fridge. There we open the fridge. A whole lasagna just sitting there. Tempting, but probably not the time. What? How can you pass up a whole lasagna? My God. If you're breaking and entering somewhere, and you find a whole entire lasagna, how are you not going to eat that? A row of old lockers. Someone left a key behind. Received one brass key. All right. An entire ding-dang lasagna. It's locked. Let's use the key. The key won't fit? Dang, I wonder... The key fits. It's unlocked now. Okay. Alright. There's a note that says, basement locker has been replaced. New key stored in president's office. Foldable ladder. Can I take the ladder? Might as well take it. Never know when I'll need a boost. Carrying around a whole ladder with me now. Just a pile of boxes. A screwdriver? This could definitely come in handy. Received screwdriver. Excellent. Well, this is it's a very good adventure game. Oh, yeah. We're at the end of the stream now. I wonder if this... Oh, no. Can't pick the lock with the screwdriver. Dang it. Had a great time playing these submissions. A reminder on the Sega Extreme forum. You can play all of these yourself if you have a Saturn emulator or a Sega Saturn with the ability to play ROMs. Thank you so much to Emerald Nova for holding this competition and for having me as a judge again. Thank you to everyone who submitted these games. It's wonderful to see so many interesting homebrew stuff coming out. My very favorite game console, the Sega Saturn. Appreciate everyone who's worked so hard on these. Special thanks to the FilmCow Patreon supporters. Greatly appreciate the support. I'm going to be back tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow. If I'm feeling up to it, I'll be playing the second half of the homebrew competition stuff, the hacks and translations and stuff. If I'm not, then I'll be doing that next week, next Sega Saturn day. So, we'll see. Creamy 3D graphics, the creamiest. Hey Lee, thank you for the 5 British pounds. Have to mention Queen Judo is a fave of mine. Underrated. Bring her back. I could bring Queen Judo back. That's one of the figures I still have. I've got Queen Judo in a container in the garage. So, it sounds like I'm a serial killer when I say that, but I probably will at some point. I intended that as a one-off, but I really like Queen Judo, and when the inspiration strikes, she will return. May she finally get a Laserdisc player. That'll be the big resolution. The sequel's just her with a Laserdisc player, having just watched Top Gun. Mario movie 93 on Laserdisc. It's a great movie to have on Laserdisc. Does that movie have a Laserdisc copy? I gotta watch that movie again sometime. Oh, so she would say it. Yeah. We found another one. Oh, had a good time tonight. Sorry for losing my temper a little with that one person. I mean, I'm not sorry to that person, but I'm sorry to everyone else. I have no regrets in terms of that person. Fun hearing you chew people out. I feel like well, I feel two things. One, I think it's good to have a thick skin when you do stuff where you're very online. But also, I think it's good to not force yourself to respond gracefully to people who are being a jerk. I think sometimes for your mental health, it's good to just lose it a little bit. Maybe a hot take, but I don't think Zolway would say it. I think Zolway would say it wrong. Sausage Cat would, though. Sausage Cat is actually voiced by my cousin Chris, and it would be very funny to get him to say it. Because he would be like, what does this mean? Why am I... Why are you having me say this? Even people with thick skin can still get irritated by entitlement, ignorance, and outright stupidity. I just think the person was being rude. Like, and I don't even think they were being like menacingly rude. I just think sometimes someone says something not fully understanding the reaction that the other person's going to have to it. And I think this was the case. I don't think this person was It wasn't actually that big a deal. It just sometimes something does actually strike a nerve, and I got to decide whether to lose it or not. Yeah. I feel like, you know, when someone like comes in and says that there's a video of mine that they don't like, my response is always like, well, I hope you like the next one. Because honestly, I get paranoid when I don't see people, like at least someone who doesn't like the thing that I've put out. Because I do ultimately want people to enjoy the things that I make, but I feel like I'm losing something if I don't see at least a handful of people who are like, nope, not for me. Because I don't really make... I don't really make an effort to make crowd pleasers. I'm going to lose some people with everything. And I do a variety of things, so that's normal. I even like the regulars here who know me very well and who would not want to say something intentionally like aggressively rude or something. Like I know even the biggest FilmCow fans, you're still not going to like everything. You're still I'm going to put out something and be like, that one didn't really work for me. And that's fine. But it is rude to just say like, hey, everything you're making now is not just not for me, but it's garbage now. Because even if that was true, even if the stuff that I'm making is all garbage now, that's still a rude thing to say. There's people online who... There's other artists who I think are making garbage now. I wouldn't tell them. Because it's fine. It's not a problem. They're still making stuff independently. Even the people like making absolute garbage online. Like I still have a much higher respect for those people than I do of like the garbage that like a big corporation puts out or whatever. I still value that stuff more. There's a YouTube person who started pretty soon after I did. So like I got going and then this person just started getting going like when I'd been like on YouTube for 2 or 3 years or something. And at this point they're much more popular than I am. Like their video still gets a good amount of views. At some point they made a comment which was essentially like, man, why is FilmCow making all these kind of slow brooding like existential stuff now? What the heck? And this particular person is making videos that are, and I absolutely identical to the stuff that they were making like 10, 15 years ago. Like their stuff is note for note the same song over and over again. It's the same. it's the same thing, and I just don't care for it anymore. I thought, like at the time when they started, I thought, oh, this is pretty good. This person's pretty good at this, but they are doing the exact same thing that they were. It's been over a decade, and it's the same videos over and over again. And granted, they're much more popular than my stuff now. they're doing they've made the right choice in terms of keeping their channel popular. But I think ultimately that's a sort of like nightmare for me. Like I don't think that I don't actually think that, like, morally that there's anything wrong with doing this, and even artistically I'm like, some people, they get in their groove and that's fine, but that's the complete opposite of what I want to be as an artist. But I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't be like, man, it's a nightmare that you're doing the same videos over and over again for your whole life. I wouldn't tell this person. I wouldn't like make my opinions about this their problem. It's fine. I'm just not gonna watch him. Other people are though. Other people are gonna watch him, and they're gonna like it, and that's great. No problem. No problem. I'd have a much more popular channel right now if I just latched on to, like, Charlie the Unicorn and Llamas with Hats and just kept making new episodes of that forever. Charlie the Unicorn 83. Charlie the Unicorn 83. It would have been even more episodes at this point. I guess there's still time. I guess there's still time for me to just chug out a bunch of Charlie stuff. I feel like I'm in my head right now. I'm just remembering every slight. This is not a healthy mind space to be in. I'm thinking about when I was. Someone brought up a Shadowstone Park, and I was thinking when I was pitching to Frederator. Rule 34 shouldn't be talked about. Oh, yeah. That's just it's just like horny art of characters and stuff. It's just it's pornographic artwork of different fictional characters. When I was pitching Shadowstone Park, I was also joking. Oh, sorry. Apologies. I thought it unlikely that you didn't know what Rule 34 was, but sometimes I take jokes seriously. It's a problem. It's very embarrassing. I gotta keep doing it though. There's no stopping me. When I was pitching Shadowstone Park to Frederator, I pitched a couple of different shows, and one of the things I pitched was something called Space Ponies. The vibe of Space Ponies, so it had a very, goofy internet show kind of name. But the actual vibe of it was going to be much closer to, like, Titanic 2, This Time It's Fine. This was I really wanted to do something like as deeply existential as possible. And so the idea was there's a spaceship with a bunch of pony characters on it. But instead of being wacky, all of the ponies are just depressed and having existential crises. And like, I have this idea for like one episode that's like one of the ponies is floating in this zero gravity room, just having just a complete disassociative episode, which sucks, by the way. I've had them before, and they're terrible. So this pony's disassociating, and there's all of this stuff happening on the ship in the background that you're hearing in the distance and stuff, and occasionally seeing glances of, but you're mostly just seeing this pony floating around, just having an absolute terrible internal time. So this was my show. The guy I was pitching it to, I didn't get to explain any of this. Because I said the title Space Ponies, and the guy says, not interested. I understand. It's going to be like Family Guy and Star Trek. So what's the Shadowstone Park? So I pitched Shadowstone Park. He wouldn't even hear the pitch for Space Ponies. He was certain it's gonna be like Family Guy and Star Trek combined. I gotta do Space Ponies on my own at some point. I've really wanted to one day put this show together and then message it to this guy. He doesn't work at Frederator anymore. I looked him up and I got depressed because it was like, in my head, I just imagined this is like some executive who is still deep in the industry or whatever, but this guy wasn't. I looked him up and I got real sad. Like, he had been, I don't know if he was let go or if he left Frederator, but I don't even know what he was doing. He tried to start up a podcast or something. It had like, the episodes were on YouTube. It had like 12 views. I looked him up and, yeah, no. I was hoping to find a guy to hate. Space Ponies. Maybe I'll do a crowdfunding for that at some point. For Space Ponies. I don't know if that'll get a lot of interest from people. I haven't actually ever tried crowdfunding something that didn't already exist in some form. I don't know how much of my audience will actually jump on something that's not already something. I'll try it at some point. Yeah, I guess I'm Guess I'm done. I guess that's it. Guess let me go make myself another latte, maybe. I made a soup earlier. Made a nice soup. Very similar to like a Italian wedding soup, but I used like the fake chicken stuff instead of meatballs. Otherwise, basically the same soup. I mean, that is one of the most important components of a wedding soup, the meatballs, but you know. I just don't know what it's called if you make it differently. Nice hot coffee to make you sleepy. Yeah, coffee most of the time. It depends. Coffee levels out my head, so it either lets me sleep or lets me not sleep. It doesn't really amp me up, though. I don't really get amped up by coffee. Alright, that's it. That's it. Go have a latte. Eat some soup. Write some letters, maybe. I only got 30 letters written last month. I'm trying for 500 this year. So I'm falling a little bit behind. I wasn't able to do my, like, letter writing streams either. I just had too much to do. But I'm gonna catch up this month. I'm gonna catch up. High bar for letters. I have so much stationery. I need to write a lot of letters. 500's my goal. What am I up to right now? Let's see. I'm at 168 for the year. Not too bad, but I gotta get going. We're on track still, but bought a roll of address labels in high school. Still haven't gotten through the single roll. I have so many address labels. I go through them because I mail out like 130, 140 Patreon envelopes every month. And that's on top of like the letters that I've been sending out. I got so many of them. All right. Have a great night, everyone. A great morning, afternoon, evening. Whatever it is, wherever you are, have a good one. Farewell, everyone. I love you all.